Ever feel like some stories just stick with you? Like no matter how many times you hear them, there's always something new to uncover.
Oh, absolutely. Some stories just have this timeless quality to them, They resonate across generations.
That's exactly what we're diving into today. The story of the Israelite spies and their encounter with the Promised Land.
A classic. Full of intrigue, daring, and some pretty profound leadership lessons we can still learn from today.
Okay, so to set the stage, we're talking about the Israelites after years of wandering in the desert. They're finally on the cusp of entering the Promised Land.
A land flowing with milk and honey. At least that's what they've heard.
Right. Imagine the anticipation, the hope after all that hardship.
It's more than just a change of scenery, though, right? It's their destiny unfolding before their eyes. It's everything they've been promised.
And right before they take that leap of faith, Moses decides to send in a recon team, 12 spies, one from each of the 12 tribes.
And that detail, one from each tribe, I think that's really important.
Yeah.
It shows just how intentional this mission was. It wasn't just a casual, hey, go take a peek. It was about gathering information that represented the entire nation.
It's like they wanted to make sure everyone felt like they had a stake in this decision.
Exactly. It was a shared mission, a shared responsibility. And it gets even more interesting when you consider Moses's specific instructions to the spies. He tells them to bring back some of the land's fruit.
I've always loved that detail. It's like Moses knew that words alone wouldn't be enough. They needed tangible proof, something to really awaken their senses to the reality of the promise.
Absolutely. There's something so powerful about tangible evidence, right? It's one thing to hear about abundance, but to actually hold it in your hands to taste it. That creates a whole different level of conviction.
You'd think that'd be it, right? Case closed, mission accomplished. But that's where this story takes that crazy turn. When the spies get back, let me tell you, they don't exactly agree on what they found.
Like that saying, right? 2 sides to every story, or in this case, 12. The majority of these spies, though, they come back with, well, kind of a mixed report.
Okay, so they're saying it's the land of milk and honey, like they heard, but maybe with some sour grapes thrown in.
Yeah, something like that. They're talking about how the land is crazy bountiful, like seriously amazing, but, and it's a big but, it's also full of danger.
So it's everything they hoped for, but with a catch.
A big one.
Yeah.
They talk about these powerful people living in these fortified cities, and they're making it sound like conquering this land is going to be a nightmare. They even say it's a land that devours its inhabitants.
Whoa, okay. That took a turn. That doesn't exactly sound like a warm welcome basket. Makes you wonder how much of their fear is affecting what they saw,
Absolutely. It's a perfect example of how our own fears, they can totally change how we see things, even if the evidence, it's right there in front of us.
And then in the middle of all this doom and gloom, you've got Caleb and Joshua. Totally different vibe.
Talk about going against the grain, right? It takes some serious guts to stand up when everyone else is freaking out. But Caleb and Joshua, they're not buying it. They're not giving in to the fear.
They're like, hold up, everybody. We didn't come this far to get cold feet now. And their faith, unwavering.
It's inspiring, really. Yeah. They remind everyone how God has been there every single step of the way, freed them from slavery, guided them through the wilderness.
So, why would God bring us this far just to abandon us now? It's a powerful reminder to trust the process, even when things get tough.
It really is. And they're not just blindly believing either. They're not naive. They acknowledge the challenges, the very real obstacles in their way, but they choose to focus on the bigger picture, on God's promises and what they can achieve if they have a little faith.
So you've got these two sides of the same coin. The majority, they're consumed by fear, focusing on all the what-ifs. And then you have Caleb and Joshua standing strong in their faith, urging everyone to see the possibilities.
And that's what makes this story so powerful. It's a timeless struggle. This happens throughout history, and I bet we've all felt it. We all face challenges, setbacks, uncertainties. The question is, how do we react?
Do we let fear call the shots? Or do we hold on to hope? Remember those lessons of resilience and the power of faith? Talk about a leadership moment, huh? You've got your people, they're on the edge of their seat, and you've got these two wildly different perspectives. What do you even do?
Well, the Israelites, they end up making a choice. And it's a choice that, honestly, has become a bit of a cautionary tale. Fear wins. That majority report, all that anxiety and uncertainty, it just spreads like wildfire.
Not exactly the pep talk they needed.
Nope, not at all. And it's not just a little grumbling here and there, it's full-blown panic. They let their fear take over to the point that they're actually looking back on their time as slaves in Egypt with rose-tinted glasses.
Wait, really? They'd rather go back to being slaves. That's wild.
It's a powerful example of how fear can mess with your head, make you long for something familiar, even if it was straight up oppression back then.
It's like they're choosing the known misery over the uncertainty of freedom. It's kind of heartbreaking to see their hope just crumble.
It is. And it shows you something about what it means to be human, We crave security, even when it means staying stuck, holding ourselves back from real growth and fulfillment.
So what happens? How does Moses even begin to deal with this mess?
This is where you see Moses' true colors. He's facing this tidal wave of despair, but he doesn't lose it. He doesn't give in to the frustration. He doesn't abandon them in their fear. He goes straight to God.
A good reminder that even the best leaders have moments of doubt, but it's how they handle those moments that makes all the difference.
Exactly. And Moses nails it. He doesn't try to talk them out of their fear. He doesn't try to sugarcoat things. He listens. He acknowledges their fear, their very real feelings, and then he takes it to God.
It's like he's saying, look, I get it. This is scary, but let's not forget who's got this.
Exactly. And that's such a powerful message about faith, right? It's not about never being afraid. It's about believing even when you are.
Wow. What a story. I mean, we've gone from excitement to fear to despair to, I guess a powerful reminder that perspective is everything.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the thing about this story, the reason it still resonates with us today is that it's not just about ancient history. It's about us. It's about those moments when we have to choose faith over fear, even when we can't see what's ahead.
So next time you're facing a challenge, remember the Israelites. Remember Caleb and Joshua, and ask yourself, am I going to let fear hold me back, or am I going to take that leap of faith and step into the unknown? Until next time, keep exploring.
Welcome to Charlie and Mia's podcast. We're embarking on an exciting journey to read through the entire Bible in just 1 year. Every day, we dive into Scripture, exploring its meanings and how it applies to our lives today. We invite you to join us on this incredible adventure of learning and discovery. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode.